Hey, it's Chloe Demure from Save the Victory Roll. It's another video from your older than average YouTuber here on the YouTubes. So today we are continuing the love and addiction to Cosmic Beauty. So we'll be playing with the new Cosmic Beauty palette and a few other treasures. So if you want to see the look that we create, see what this palette is all about, you're in the right place. And you know what you need to do? You need to keep on watching. Hey, Shabbat Shalom, peaceful Saturday. I hope everybody is doing well. If you've been here before, Manishma, what's going on? Let me know down below. And if the first time here, Naim Yod, it is nice to meet you. Alrighty, we are going to be playing with Cosmic Beauty. Used to be Cosmic Brushes. The website still says that, but it is Cosmic Beauty. They have done some rebranding, which I quite like. They're kind of changing the aesthetic. They've changed their name because they are more focused on eyeshadows and beauty items than they are just on brushes anymore. They're more than a one-stop shop. I'm really enjoying it. Again, I love that they're changing, but yet at the same time staying the same. They're keeping the palettes the same size, and they're a beautiful, amazing quality. So we're going to be playing with the Death palette. That's quite the palette to put out for the near the Christmas season, but here we and Hanukkah season, but here we are. So I got the new palette. They released some new lipsticks to their line, new colors, and they've added lipstick pencils. So I got a couple here to try as well. I do have some of their other lipsticks from the other two from the last year's Christmas and Halloween collection, and I think maybe, yeah. So, yeah, and then the last collection had lip glosses in it. So I just thought I would grab a color that I don't have a lot of everyday light shades. I do have one that I'm using a second tube. Wow, shocking that this is only the second brand that I've ever gone to a second tube of the same color with. One is Besame and the second one is Pat McGrath. And so I thought this one was similar to my Pat McGrath Rose lipstick shade, but a little bit lighter, a little bit more neutral. And I thought this would be a good everyday thing. One of the problems I have is when I'm at work, sometimes I'll, eat, I'll be drinking coffee, I'll get so busy that sometimes I forget my lipstick again, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, whoa, you should have fixed that or wiped that off. So usually if I have a nice light neutral color, it just wears away and it's no issue. So I thought it'd be nice to have another neutral color. So I'm probably going to be the 1 millionth video you've seen of this. Apparently everybody's really excited about this one because the PR on this thing was insane. As soon as this was announced, I started that it had a release date, videos everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So I'm probably not adding a lot except for my own take, and we all know I love them. I've paid for this myself, so there's no PR. I've rarely ever gotten PR in my lifetime. I've got from Wilma Fillinger Dew palette. There's a couple brands that no longer exist I've gotten some PR from, which I was so grateful for. But I'm not really these days a PR watcher. So if people get PR, especially a lot of PR, I don't watch them anymore. If they're a smaller YouTuber channel that got some PR and they don't get it all the time, then I'm a little bit more prone to watch it. I know, it's just me. I just want to see real people using makeup, and that is I. So we are going to be playing with this palette. So let's take a look at it. I already did my base. I'm going to be hanging out with my godchildren and my best friend today. We are doing my best friend likes to do Potters every year, and she doesn't drive, so I'm happy to take her to Potters. They usually have Halloween events, and Christmas is really big for them. So Merry Christmas. So yeah. So anyways, we're going to do that today. So I thought, well, I've been dying to use this palette, so now's the time to do it. So it comes now in the box. They don't have an extra slip cover, which I think is my only thing that I'm not happy about in the new rebranding. But I do like how they do a Juvia's Place, Beauty Bay idea. Juvia's Place did it first, and then I saw Beauty Bay did it after, where in the carton you get some extra bubble wrap to really protect the packaging, plus all the wrapping in the box. I would have showed you actually the new box, but my address label is all over it. But I am liking the Cosmic Beauty, the new boxes. It's just it's a nice, simple rebrand. They didn't change too much, but just a little bit on the aesthetics and the name. So anyways, there is the box, and it matches the carton, or yes, this palette. Words are hard. That's my theme. And here it is. So they've been doing a lot more opening this way than opening that way, but it's still the nice palette. They've only ever had one palette that didn't fit like everybody else's does, and that was a small, I think one of their first endeavors into Halloween. I love that little palette, but I do like that you can easily store these. They're a nice size. They're all cohesive, so you know, I mean, I have mine separated because of my favorite brand, so I have it on my shelving so I can see it and I can grab one of their palettes all the time. So anyways, long story longer. So we're gonna take our little plastic out here, and then we are going to, I have a new bookshelf, a little bookshelf beside me, so it's nice that I can put things on there now instead of having it fall all over the place. So look at this. Okay, so again, I'm not buying any makeup anymore, really. I have tons of makeup. You saw my declutter, hopefully. And but I said this was the only brand that I was going to shop through the year. I think this will probably be my last purchase. I'm going to try going into 2026 to buy nothing. Like, a lot of shenanigans with my car, my cat, two of my cats passing in the last year. So I've collected a bit of debt plus my addiction to makeup. So we are going to wrap that up and not do that anymore. So I'm going to try, and I'm going to get rid of a lot of my social media as well. I'm trying to get rid of temptation, but if I do slip, you know, these are the peeps that I'm going to slip for. So first when I looked at it, like, I wasn't sure because there is a lot in neutrals there, but these, and it is not doing justice on my camera, these two red shades, it just screamed at me. It just screamed, you need them. I love a good red. I have it's supposed to be a highlighter, but it's such a dramatic red that I use it as an eyeshadow. And this kind of reminded me of it. It's a slightly different shade, but it just gave that feeling. And I love that one so much. And then it's nice matte red. I'm always hunting for good reds. It seems to be one of the harder colors, like purple, to make. I did actually like the use of some neutrals in here, the grays in here. This is a very nice one for this season. You can get some bright Christmas looks. You can do a shimmery New Year's look or a Hanukkah look. You've got neutral shades that you can wear to the office, but you can still add that little bit of bling. You can do a smoky, you can do a nice smoky eye. This is, again, another well thought out palette by the brand. I really, really like it. I'm impressed by this. Like I said, it was literally these two colors and maybe the purples that were kind of calling me. Oh, and that blue. I wasn't quite so sure of the neutrals, but when I opened the palette, I was like, yes, like it. This is, again, like the last one, which I've been using quite a bit. I've been getting a lot of use of it because it is a nice, it's always a nice collection that covers more than just one or two looks, unless it's like that little one, which was very much like a one or two look pony, but that's nice too. Sometimes you want to grab a small palette that has the color story that you're looking for that day or whatever, and it's great because it's kind of more of a dramatic palette. But I really like this. So of course I think we are going to play with those reds because I've been dying to play with the reds. So, and then of course, so I don't look like I've got pink eye, I'm going to do something a little bit more darker on the bottom to kind of anchor it a little bit. So it may be a purple, it may be a black, we'll kind of see. But we should maybe look at a few of the names in here, and maybe we'll do a few swatches as well. So you've got things like, so number 13, Mourn, Scorpio, Closure, Release, Challenges, Letting Go, I missed that one, Acceptance, Inevitable, Self-Awareness, Growth, Surrender, Shedding, Rebirth, Changes, so Rebirth and Changes are the reds, Transformation, New Beginnings, Awakening, Renewal, and the End. So it's kind of like a tarot card, so it's more like the tarot palette, but the cover is the death card, which always doesn't just mean death. So anyways, there we go, and it is so pretty. So mattes are generally matte, so let's look at some of these beautiful shimmery shades. So, and try not to break our mirror. Don't need any bad luck if you believe in that. So the first one is number 13. This is a beautiful silver shade. It's like almost like a disco ball. There's a brand that's also Blood Moon that's no longer around. They released one palette. It's an amazing palette. The silver in it is fantastic, but it's getting long in the tooth, so finding some good silvers are very nice. So this is the one that's number 13. Then we've got the one here that is it Scorpio? Scorpio. So this looks to be a darker darker gray. Yes, so there we go, more of a steel gray. So this is beautiful. Then we have the shade called Release. Excuse me. I have been coughing like an old man in his 90s for the last month. Oh, this is beautiful. So again, this is Release. So the shimmers here are always so fantastic. So then this one is Acceptance. So this seems to be a little bit more of a, I want to say bronze shade. Or grayish, maybe more of a grayish. That's kind of nice. So then we have Growth. So this is a, this one's definitely more of a gold. Here, I'll just grab a little bit more here. What I also like about their shimmers, you can actually use your phalanges and it doesn't make hard pan, which is always very wonderful. Some brands, you just have to check it out and you'll figure it out which ones do or not, but these ones never give me hard pan. So then here we've got Rebirth. So this is the red that I've been, oh, it's so smooth and silky. Oh my gosh. They're all nice, but this one is specifically smooth. There you go. This is just a little bit on my finger. There's no base or anything. Then we have a Transformation. So this looks like to be a light pinky purple. Yes, there we go. Leans a little bit more pink. But again, it would probably depend on the base. And then the last shimmer in here is that Renewal? Is Renewal. Let's find a cleanish finger here. Ooh, that is a beaut. And there we go. So these are stunning. So again, like I said, you can do something a little bit more neutrally. You can get that super pop. You can do something shiny for New Year's. Like these are really nice. And let's quickly check out the black, which is called The End. Oh, wow. Yeah, they always have beautiful blacks. Let me just pop that right there. So again, this is just with the finger. So just doing a light swatch with a light finger, I think that is pretty good. So you know, with a brush and some primer, you're going to get that dark black shade. Alrighty, so let's play with this bad boy. We'll look at the lipstick after. I'm going to do an almost full face of Cosmic Beauty. I've got a blush and a highlighter as well, plus the lipsticks and the eyes. Of course, base mascara powders are not going to be that. Mentioned I got a blush too, right? Okay, so let's prime our eyes. Again, we're getting close to it, finishing our P. Louise Rumor 2. That would be very interesting for Cosmic Beauty to do as well as to do an eye primer. I do love me some eye primers. And if they have one specifically formulated to go with their eyeshadows, that might be really good because, you know, it's not like I don't have every one of their palettes, excluding the first one. Seriously. I keep watching Poshmark in case somebody in Canada has it and they want to unload it at some point, just to say I have it, even if it's technically expired. I would still like to get a copy of it. Yes, Cosmic Beauty would be so nice inclined to do maybe an updated version. I think it was because they have such specialized shimmers and stuff that I think maybe some of the ingredients or colors are not available anymore, but maybe do an updated version for all of us that were stupid. And when we bought the viral second one, that we should have added that into our cart at the same time, but we were like, oh, let's not spend the money. And then we've got a full-on regret. So here we are. So I talk about it every time I talk about Cosmic Beauty, so you can see it is really full on regret. Okay, so there we are. We are primed and ready. So again, like I said, we wanted to try doing the red. I am wearing green today, so the grays would have looked really nice. Go with my hair. Picked this color from Ion because I had mixed this with I had bought two other colors from them, but the formula was so thick, and then I decided I was going to try another one, and just as I was heading to cash, I noticed that one of the other colors was on this deep discount because I think they're changing the package, and they may have changed the formula, so I might try it again to see if it's less thick, but I bought a whack of it. I had to use all of it because I did one round. It didn't seem to cover. I did a second round, but even with the first wash, some of it is coming out a little bit, and I think it's because the blonde I have underneath is still a little bit too dark. So I think the next time I'm going to do a color remover to take the colors that are in now, then do a bleach bath because my roots and stuff go out really nice in a bleach bath, so I don't have to have as intense of a bleach. And then maybe I can get another half a shade lighter, and then I'm going to see if this color sticks. And then if it sticks better, that's the shade I'm going to keep. And if it doesn't, I might go to the Brad Mondo one, which runs a little bit more purple. That's the one color that doesn't want it. This one stays. Staying power is redonk, but it starts off more purple, and I like it more to be gray, even though the box says it's supposed to be gray, but maybe again, not blonde enough. So we will have to play. So anyways, that's not Cosmic Beauty related, but there we are. Okay, so I'm gonna find here, as you can tell, I like to yap. Okay, so we're gonna go into the shade that, or do I wanna do a little black in the corner? Okay, let's do a little bit of the end. So we're just going to do on the outer corner, we're just gonna anchor with, see, what did I tell you? Soon as it's on primer and on an eyeball with a brush, you got yourself some color. And I'm always happy to do a base first with Cosmic Beauty, because I have rarely ever, including the black, had really any fallout. Now, granted, if I go stupid and just do it willy-nilly, then possibly it might have happened at some point, especially with a shimmer shade if I went in too hard. But generally, I have never noticed really any kind of fallout. And I may have mentioned before, their shimmers never need to be tapped out or anything to the day. They've got a beautiful staying power. Your eyeshadow looks as good at the end of the day as it does in the beginning of the day, even when it sinks into my old lady lines and my eyeballs. I think the doing eye creams, and especially now, also did I actually get some underneath here, or am I having really dark shadows under my eyes? Oh, well, maybe I lied. Maybe for once I did actually get some black on here. Uh-oh. We'll fix it at the end. So it's either that or I got it on with my finger. Or I've got some of the darkest circles I've ever had in my entire life. Granted, sleeping has not, no, I think it's just dark circles. Sleeping has not been my thing. Perimenopause and then menopause has been a bitch. Or then after menopause, because I'm at the after menopause stage, it's been a bitch. I highly don't recommend. People who complain about having their monthly every month, I'm gonna say at this point, except for the clothes part, so you can wear white whenever you want. I think I almost rather have that than the side effects I have for this, but it seems to be taming down a little bit the last few weeks, so maybe I'm over that last crazy hump. I hope, please. And the one thing I've been lucky about, it hasn't really affected my skin. So anyways, this is the Another Perfect Black. I can make it more intense if I want to, but like I said, I just wanted a little bit. I'm going to see, I'm going to just blend it out a little bit further. Not sure if I'm going to add any gray in as well, but I thought, like I said, reds and I have finally started getting better with using the pink shades. I think I've mastered green, blue, and purple at this point, but red is still one that I have a little bit of a thing. I have a thing for it, but I don't know if I quite get the look that I want with it. Let me try. Okay, here we go. Where are we at in time? Okay, we're still doing good. Because I have to, once I'm done this, I have to go out. All right, so we're going to go into the shade that is called Changes. So that is the matte red shade. So let's grab another floofy-ish brush. Not that thick. I have to wash brushes again. I keep using actually all my favorites right away, and then it's like I go grab my bucket. Like, but all the other ones are dirty now. Okay, Changes. All right. Whoa, that is a bright red, all right. Ooh, that's really pretty. We do have to see how it blends out. I can't believe I've got that dark circles under my eyes, and I even have a little bit of concealer. I actually have to put some under my eye. I usually don't because, again, lady wrinkles, but I think I might need some more. Wow. Okay. Trying to grow old gracefully, but with lots of skincare. I love skincare. I wish I started a little bit sooner, especially the eye creams. I know, again, if you, okay, now I haven't watched her in so long. Cassandra, something or other. She always says it's a waste of money. It's usually just moisturizer in smaller packets. And for some brands, I do believe that. I do that. I usually do comparisons if they have an eye cream and they have a regular moisturizer, and a lot of times she is right. Sometimes the only difference in formula is that one is eye cream maybe a little thicker, but I have found a few Korean brands that seem to be quite different. I've been quite liking them on my eyes. And I'm going to use the last little bit of the Estee Lauder one that I have. It's too expensive to keep going, but I've been liking Korean eye care. So if I can keep finding the Korean eye cream, I'm gonna go with that. Oh, that is crazy red. Wow. That is insane. So we're gonna take a real floofy brush and we're gonna give her a good blendy blend. And then we might blend the edge out with another color because that is insane. Why not? Have fun with eyeshadow, right? I think I've gotten so, what's the word? Conservative in my makeup choices the last little while and how I've been wearing eyeshadow, but I haven't done such a bright, crazy look in a while. Okay, so what is the problem with that side? Okay, I didn't bring the red down far enough there. Okay. So I'm just going to take a little bit more and pat that down a little farther so we can be a little bit more matchy-matchy to the other side. And then this one I brought up higher, so again, I think it's a little bit more matchy-matchy. Okay, blendy time. Okay, I'm gonna opt to bring the black over just a little bit. I think that feels like a little bit too much red for me, so I'm just going to, and then blend with a little bit of red. Yeah, I think I feel better with a little bit more smoky, I think. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of one of the neutral shades. I'm going to go into the one that is called Morn. And that is that one there. Looks a little bit whiter on camera, but it's a slightly darker beige. So let's grab another little brush here. Well, I can definitely say, even though I miss my Missy so much every day, it's not quiet in here with those two over there. It's nice that I still have something to take care of until I'm ready for a new furry critter. Alrighty, okay, that's feeling a little bit better now that I'm getting a little bit more of a blend on the outer edge shades. Yeah, that's making I like that. I think I'm liking that a little bit better. Remember, we still got a shimmer to go on top. This is just all the base for that beautiful red shimmer. So let's see what we got there. So now for along the bottom, I am, instead of black, I'm going to take a gray, I think. I'm going to take the darkest one though, that is called Challenges. So it's like maybe it's more of a blue. Hold on, let me swatch it first before I make that decision. Now it's a little bit too blue. Okay, let's go with the one that is called Closure. Closure also has a very blue feel. Okay, how about Letting Go? How is Letting Go? Yeah, let's do Letting Go. Let's do some Letting Go on the bottom. Oh, as I stick my finger into the eyeshadow here. Yeet. No wrecking your brand new palette. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, just need to make it a little bit. Yeah, I think, yeah, the dark gray, I think that's good. Alrighty. Take another little floofy brush here. Okay, that's it for now. All right, so let's try that shimmer. My baby. All right. My mom got that cut for me. Okay, so now we're going to go into the shade that's called Rebirth. Have a little bit of spray. Not that these usually generally need spray, but it's gonna say it's a little less fiery than I thought, but once I got a little bit on the black, I'm like, okay, there it is. That's what I was looking for. I'm definitely gonna need to do a little bit of playing still with this, but phalange time. Look at that. Yeah, instant gratification using the finger. Oh yeah, that's great. Alrighty, so what do I think? What do I want to fix? All right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off camera because I'm starting to smear stuff all over. And then I'm just going to kind of clean the corner out a little bit. I think I want a little less in the corners. And then we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. I just went and I cleaned all around the edges. And then I added a teeny bit more black in at a slight point. We are going to put eyeliner, so I did that. And then just a smidge more of the red. So now I'm just going to finish off by adding a little bit more of that dark gray onto the bottom. If I wasn't going out, I would have probably just made the eye look the way I had it even more intense. And then just made it more... Oh, I grabbed the black instead of the gray. All right, well, I guess the bottom is now black. Can't fix that now. Oh, well. What can you do? See mistakes happen in real time. And I did double check to see if that was fallout plus dark, and it was a mixture of both. There was a teeny bit of black fallout, but even once I cleaned it off, it's like, yep, okay, more concealer it is. So I slammed some more concealer on that side. So, yeah. Always have one eye that you like better. How is that? Okay. I like this eye better. I seem to like my right eye better. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm left-handed, it's just easier to work on that side. I don't know. All right, one more little mixy mix, and then let's move on. Okay, so now for the inner corner, let's play with that really nice silvery shade that's called 13. So let's do that there. I'm going to clean this little brush off and see if this one will work really good for that. Oops. Do not dig into your shimmer. Okay, let's put a little bit in there. Okay, so let's put this palette away for now. And let's do some eyeliner. Then we'll do some of the other things before putting on mascara and powdering and spraying our face. Okay, so, and lips, of course. So I just grabbed a black liner here, and this is from... I hate when they write things in script because then I can't see it and then I can't read it. It's a Lashy Doodle. So I must have got this in a box somewhere. Alrighty, and it does have two ends. It has a heart on one side and then your regular liner on the other. Yeah, as we can tell, I still need to work out reds. But hopefully in the end, it's at least wearable. I've never said I was an expert. Though, I wish I took photos, but I didn't. I was just so busy and so rushed the night of our Christmas party. But I got lots of compliments on my makeup at the Christmas party, which was really nice. Because sometimes I always think, I'm like, actually, should I stop? Am I not wearing, good makeup? But one of my clients was like, oh, I always love how you do your makeup. It always looks so good. I'm like, oh, that's so awesome to hear. That's the one thing I've noticed as I've gotten older. It's a little bit harder to do these really kind of crazy fun looks with all the wrinkles in one eye sagging more than the other. It's a thing. But again, I think the only thing, if I ever had plastic surgery at some time, I think the only thing I would ever want would be a lid lift because they are getting a bit heavy. I think that's the only thing I would ever want to do plastic surgery wise. I think, whatever floats people's boats, but not much for Botox and all that stuff. Just some good skincare and fun with makeup. Okay, so there we go. So let's take a break on that for a moment. So for blush, I went and I picked this one here. This is a blush butter. Again, this series didn't have names on them, so once you checked out the boxes, sucks to be you. But anyways, it's the latest pink one. So we are going to go with that. I'm going to take my sponge here. I'm going to start with the sponge, and then I may finish off with a brush. I remember that these ones are pretty emollient and pretty colorful. Last time I used the slightly darker pink one and was like, whoa, I forgot how pigmented these are. So I'm just going to be a little bit more careful with this one. Really do like that. Really do like that. Wasn't sure at first if I was a balmy blush person or a liquid blush person, but some brands have been proving me wrong. The Kia Joy liquid blushes are probably my favorite liquid blushes. And then for cream compact blushes, I've been really enjoying the Cosmic Beauty and the It's Likely Makeup. Though the It's Likely Makeup are more crazy colors like yellow, bright red. Did I get yellow, bright red? I got 3. Oh, and I got orange. So I do love an orange blush. I have one that I got in the P. Louise Halloween package that I got. Oh my gosh, the one that came in the pumpkin. I love it so much. I was only going to use it today, but I was like, no, we are doing Cosmic Beauty, and then since we were planning to do a red, didn't think an orange blush would be quite the right move. All right, so now I got this placed nice with this. I am going to just give a quick blend with the brush. Just tap her in there good. The one thing I don't like from Kia Joy, I love her powder. I'm obsessed with it. It smells delicious. I wish she put out a perfume on it. The blush. I have a couple of her shiny eyeshadows. I like those as well. I just don't like her sponges. Once you squeeze out the water, they come really deformed. I have one more to use, but that's the only thing of her product so far I've not liked. And I think I have one of the brushes as well, and I liked as well. But I just, because I got it, I thought, oh, if I'm getting some of their eyeshadows, let's get one of their brushes. And that was fine, but the sponges are the only thing I don't like from that. I don't think I'll buy any more of her sponges. All right, there we go. So then for highlighter, I have from the last one, the Starlight Society, I've got the Astral Radiance. We had 3 different shades here. We have Moonbeam, just after I washed my arm. We have a Starlight, maybe a bit bluish, yeah. And then we have a Sunbeam, which is, oh, hold on. Let's get a little bit more on my finger. It's like a peachy shade, which is really nice when I'm wearing a peach blush or an orange blush. I think, let's do this one. So let's go into a Starlight. So that's this one. That was the first shade, the second, and the third. So let's go into Starlight. I'm going to grab one of my favorite highlight brushes. My 2 favorite are both from Juvia's Place. I do have a couple other ones, but I really quite like the Juvia's Place ones. And I've been using this one a lot. A lot. Oh, look at that. Oh, she's beautiful. Shiny, wet looking, just how you like a highlighter. Yeah, and this one has a bit of a pink tinge, so it goes with the blush. And then since we've got red, I know some people don't like the nose thing, but I do. Usually a little bit on the cute bow too. Just a little, and maybe a little bit more. So there we go. Yes. So we've got that down. I'd already done my brows. I do want to give a quick little buff. That's another thing I wouldn't mind if they tried, like if they made a powder. I'm obsessed with pressed and loose powder. Like I said, I've been really obsessed with the Kia Joy one, but the Artitude Cosmetics one is really good too. To get back to using that one, I quite liked that one as well. Pressed powders. I really like Besame a lot. Sure what Tilbury one I wasn't as impressed with the hard one that everybody really liked, but here we are. I'm going to try to find what you like. Like I said, the Fenty Beauty, and which I'm using today, was what I used today as my loose powder, was my favorite until I started in the Kia Joy. Alrighty, there we go. I didn't do much with my brows because I just kind of bleached them up a little bit. So there is that. So let's pop on some mascara. And then once we've done that, let's try the new lip products. Alrighty, so I've got here from e.l.f. It's the Lash and Roll. I bought, like I said, I think I mentioned this before. I was having trouble finding brown mascara, and then somebody mentioned that they were getting them on Amazon. So they had like 4 different brands, 4,000 different brands to try. So I got a CoverGirl one, and then I got this one from e.l.f. And I did like this one. I'm curious to see how the CoverGirl. I like how CoverGirl is now vegan. I used to hate that I couldn't get anything in the cruelty-free in the drugstore. So it's nice to see a few cruelty-free brands in there now. Okay, I'm happier with my eye look now, looking at it up close. Right. Okay. All right. But then the funny thing is, after I use this brown, I go over. I mean, there's not much left in it, but I like the brush. So I like from Glamlite, the one. I mean, it's been open for a while. That's why it's starting to run over. The I got the Kiss. They ended up having a big sale, so I got the whole Kiss collection, and then they gave me as a freebie the bag. Still over the moon about that. It's been what, I don't know, a year almost. But I like this one because it separates really good. So, but it does, only has a little bit of the black left on there. But I do like this brush a lot. Who knew I would end up liking floofy brushes? But here we are. Okay, so I think we are good on the eye front. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to quickly do is set our face, and then we will do our lips. And there we go, a little bit of setting it there, and then let's go with lips. So what do I have here? So I have 2 different shades. So I've got, let's start with the lip pencil and make sure I have my thing here because I'm wet, so I don't want to put these on. So anyway, this is the Cosmic Beauty lip liner. Comes in there nice and new packaging like so. This is in the shade called Invite Only. So this looked online to be the closest to the lip shade that I got. So hopefully I am correct. And when I re-looked at it, it looked to be so. So let's hope. We're close enough. So anyways, there's one of those like little divider things in there so these things don't rock and roll. And then there is the packaging there. Is the color on there? Yes, so see, I don't have to worry about keeping the box. It's got the color on there. Alrighty, so it is a traditional pencil lip liner. It nicely pops on the end. I've had ones I haven't done in the past. Not very often, but I always test that out. Okay, this is a very neutrally latte shade, or a very pale tea with milk. Now, I'm old school. I like to do my liner all the way in. And I think this is a true fact, or at least it works for me, that if it's a good liner and especially if your bullet lipstick is emollient and it starts to fade away, you still have the liner underneath, and especially if you pick one in a color that is close to the same as your lipstick. So. And there we go. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, so the pencil went on very nicely. As you can see, there was no tugging, no pulling. It's got coverage. So this is a really, really good. I'm very happy. I just have to remember to use lip liners. I mean, they're good, especially as you get older, so you don't get the color bleed. But I'm just terrible at remembering. So I've nicely separated all my pencils. So and then I have favorite lip liners and 1 row of eyeliners and 1 row of lip liners. So I'm trying to get better. So anyways, this again was Invite Only. So then for the lipstick, again, it comes in these nice new packaging. This one is in the shade CEO. That is not I'm not a CEO. But here we go. And what's a nice improvement with this? It is, I like the shiny, and with the first 2 collections, one came out with a silver and one had gold, but it was where you can see all the fingerprints. This is more of a matte, or I can't remember, there's another word for it. Burnished? Burnished, is that it? Anyways, so and the color, the names on the bottom. So there we go. And then it is this shade here. Again, a very neutral, kind of beige, but I feel like it might have like just a hintsy of like a, maybe not. I thought maybe at first online it looked a little bit rosier, but again, I do like the fact that it's pretty neutral. And then let's see. Oh, and then we have the logo in there, as you can see. And you will never get on my channel. I don't tap things. That is the biggest annoyance of my life. All right, let's see if this is as nice as their other ones. Okay, so it has a little bit of pull. So it feels thicker than the other one. So not pull as in dry, pull as in it's thicker. And yeah, it goes beautifully with the pencil. I almost feel like this is just a slightly more neutral of my own lip color. Actually, I like that. I used to not be neutral lips. It was always red or bright pink, but I've been starting to follow into that neutral train. I like a shade CEO. And what does it smell like? Nope, it just smells like lipstick. So there's no, I think. If there is, it's the lightest of maybe vanilla. Very, it would be super light, barely noticeable. So there we go. Oh, yeah, and then nice in the top. Like that. Like I said, I really like this. I don't know if it was people saying that they saw the fingerprints. I don't know, but I love that you can get your phalanges all over it and no fingerprints. Perfect. How is that for a, what's the word? An improvement in packaging, but still being the cute packaging. And if you have all your lipsticks together, they will all sit nicely together. So there we are. I think we've covered anything. We've got blush, we got highlighter, we got mascara. We are all done. So that is our look and our play. Yeah, I had to do a few fixes. Like I said, red is my kryptonite when it comes to putting red and pinks on putting on eyeshadow. But I think in the end, it worked out really nice. And it works out as a look that I am happy to go outside. And the lipstick, I'm loving it. So we're going to see how the wear is. But at the moment, it feels nice. It's not sticky. It's not, you can feel it a little bit on your lips, but not super heavy, not annoying. It's just that you just know you got lipstick on. But that's it. And then usually I forget anyways a few minutes later. It's just getting used to it. So there we go. So that is our play with the Death palette, or our tarot card palette from Cosmic Beauty, the lipstick and lip liner, and then playing with a few other favorites, the blush and the highlighter. So there we go. So if you like this video, please give it a like, comment, and maybe even subscribe. If not, that's okay. We can still be friends and continue our obsession with Cosmic Beauty together. As always, behave, make good choices, and I and the birds will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.